Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we're going to find a solution for storing bulk guitar strings. So I usually buy my strings in bulk. It's just easier than going out and spending $7, $8, $9, $10 a pack for strings when I can just buy individual string gauges and buy big sleeves of them in bulk. But the problem is we need to store them somewhere. I'm going to have probably 20 different gauges of strings on hand. Well, probably about 12 to 15, probably about 15 gauges of strings on hand at all times for guitar and bass. So I need to find a storage solution for these things, and that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoy it. All right, so each string is about 41 inches long, and what we need is I'm gonna cut some PVC pipes, and we want the ends hanging out. So we can cut our PVC pipes to about 36, maybe 38 inches. And that way just the top of each string gauge is hanging out. So let's cut a bunch of PVC pipe to 38 inches, 15 pieces, and we'll go from there. Okay, 36 plus 2. We're looking at right about there for 38 inches. All right, we'll turn the dust collector on and cut a bunch of these. We've got 15 pieces of 3/4 inch PVC pipe. Well, I got a couple options here. I could line them all up in a row and then set it from like smallest gauge to largest gauge, but that would take up like 20 inches. Or I can stack them like 5, 5, and 5 for 15. Then it would only be about 6 inches. So it would take up a much smaller footprint if we stacked them. Another thing I got to keep in mind is we have to know what gauges are in what tubes. So we can't just take these and stack them directly because we have nothing to write on the top. So what we should do is cut them back like an inch. Like the first row would be cut back 2 inches, the second row would be cut back 1 inch, and the back row would stay as is. And then we can just take some acetone, we can clean up this white tube, and then with magic marker, we can just write the gauges right at the top, and then we'd be able to see it from the front. All right, so now we got to determine what size base we need to fit all 15 pieces. Basically, I'm just going to lay these out by eye, spread them out a little bit to give us some room for, like a margin on the edge and a little spacing in between each one. I think if we go 6 inches, we have a block that's 6 inches long, and then we're gonna have to do 3 tall. So if we keep the same spacing, we can probably do a 3 and 5/8. So 6 by 3 and 5/8. And then we can drill 1 and 1/16 inch Forstner bit holes for each one of these, evenly spaced. And then they'll just fit in there like a puzzle piece. It'll prevent the strings from coming out. It'll look neater. We can hot glue them in, and then we have to figure out a solution for keeping it from wobbling everything from here up. But I have an idea for that too. We're gonna go 6 1/8 just to give it a little bit extra. And then 3 and 5/8 this way. Let's go 3 3/4 just to be safe. A little bit bigger ain't gonna hurt. Let's make sure the lines are square. We're good. I made 2 identical blocks. One is going to be the base, and the other one is going to go about 3/4 of the way up to keep everything from moving around. So for both of them, I have to lay out how these pipes are going to go in. I have to drill all the way through one of them with a 1 and 1/16 inch Forstner bit, and the other one I just have to, go down maybe a 16th or an 1/8 of an inch or something, just so the pipe can kind of fit in there, and then we can hot glue it in. So I'm not going to do the math. I'm just going to use the ruler to lay it out to make sure that when I drill these holes, it's not going to go over the edge and they're going to be evenly spaced. basically I'm just going in 3/4 of an inch from the edge just to give a margin around the edge because I don't want to blow out the edge. So this is 3/4 of an inch in from both sides on all 4 corners. That's our starting point. I need to find the halfway point between those two. So instead of doing math, I just take the ruler and lay it on top. I know I'm 1/8 of an inch over from the 2 and 1/8 of an inch over from the 4. It's equal, therefore I know the center is right there at the 3. I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody else, but this is the way that I like to do it instead of, you know, spending time doing math. So I know where the center of that is. We're gonna do the same thing for here. This is easy because it's a 6-inch ruler. It's a 6-inch piece. I know that the middle one is gonna be right there at the 3, same here. And basically I'm just gonna do the same process for these holes as well, find the center. Anyway, don't know if that made any sense, but it does for me, so I've never had a problem doing it, and it seems to work really well. All right, here we have a 1 1/8 inch drill bit. I was gonna use the 1 1/16, but they're impossible to find apparently. Man, I hate MDF. Okay, these are the 2 different pieces. This is the base, and this is gonna be called the spacer. So what we're gonna do is run the PVC pipes through here. We're gonna hot glue them into the bottom and hot glue around here as well to keep it stable. Before we do that though, we're gonna make it easy on ourselves. We're gonna go ahead and clean those PVC pipes with some acetone, clean off that black ink and stuff, make it look a little bit prettier. That acetone will take that black right off of there, no problem. So we'll just clean these up, it'll make them look nice. Put these on top of one another like this, and then we can do one at a time. And these are gonna fall over unless I hold it, so here we go. All right, let's pull this up, see if it stays together. It probably won't because it's not glued in. It really wants to fall over. There we go. So not having the hot glue gun was actually a good thing, because if I would have hot glued these in here, they would have been pretty much permanent. But here I just took some plywood and I used super glue. I didn't want to use any like brad nails through this MDF. I don't trust it. So I just super glued a back to it. So now I can move it around, and these are, you know, replaceable. I can move them around. I think this is gonna be just fine. So there you go. I get it, this video is kind of made for guitar repair people and other luthiers and stuff. So it's kind of like a very small audience, but if you got some enjoyment or knowledge out of it, let me know, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.